Welcome to the first class of AI. Students, basically up to class 8, computer was not the main subject, but from class 9 onwards, this is your main subject, like other subjects, math, science, or SST. Okay, so proper exam will be there, and your marks will be calculated on the basis of 6 subject, and marks will be directly on your report card. So if you fail in AI, you will be failed. If pass, then pass. AI is basically a branch of computer science. So we are going to learn computer, and in computer we are going to learn AI subject, that is artificial intelligence. So this is our first chapter, which we have already discussed in our class. So before we start to chapter 1, let's take a quick overview of this subject. So basically in this subject we have 3 units. First one is basic English, second one is AI, and the third one is Python. This subject contain a practical also. So marks distribution will be 50 marks for theory and 50 marks for practical. So basically our first chapter is introduction to AI. After this learning this chapter, will be able to define intelligence, what make human intelligence, what is AI, types of AI, limitation of human intelligence, advantage and disadvantage of AI, history of AI, and the major events in the field of AI since 1920s. So first topic is intelligence. What is intelligence? This is human intelligence. Human intelligence is the mental quality that consists of the abilities to learn from experience, adapt to new situations, understand and handle abstract concepts, and use knowledge to manipulate one's environment. Intelligence includes the ability to benefit from past experience, act purposefully, solve problems, and adapt to new situations. Basically, intelligence is the ability to understand, learn, and think. Like we are learning from nursery to class 9. What we have learned in nursery, on the basis of that, we are on LKG, then UKG, first, and till class 9. So, on the basis of all experience, what we have done the previous class, as well as the knowledge we have gained from there, on behalf of that knowledge, we are moving upward. Clear? So, this is intelligence. So, what is intelligence? To think, to learn from experience, and the ability to solve problem is basically called intelligence. What makes a human naturally intelligent? Through their intelligence, human possess the cognitive abilities to learn from concepts, understand, apply logic and reason, including the capacities to recognize patterns as well as ideas, problem solving, decision making. All these things make a human intelligence. How much intelligent you are, that means normally if we are talking about students, if a student is able to secure good marks in class, or he is having a position in any sports activity or some other activity, that means that person is the student is intelligent. But how a human be intelligent? So after doing all these things, after checking these things, how much intelligent he is, if he is able to take decision, able to think, able to learn from concept and understand. After doing all these things, then we will be intelligent. Now what is AI? Artificial intelligence. So basically, artificial means that is not really exist, and intelligence means power to learn or power to solve some problem is called intelligence. So by all these two words, AI done. So artificial intelligence has always been a term which intrigues pupils all over the world. AI intelligence, abbreviated as AI or AI. So students, this is not a new term. We are having AI from 1920. Clear? This is not the new topic or new technologies we are using in 2021. From 1920, scientists are working on it. Normally in 1950, John McCarthy give the name AI, artificial intelligence. Clear? So, but why we are discussing this new technology is older technologies in 2021? The reason behind this is that AI is totally depends on data and the computational power. Okay, if you think about this, still we have right now powerful chipsets, the powerful microprocessors that can work as faster as compared to the older processors. That's time it's not possible to analyze data and AI can work on that. So having fast processing speeds as well as latest storage devices like SSD, sorry, we are able to use AI. So AI is a field of computer science aimed at developing machines that are intelligent enough to do certain tasks which are otherwise considered fit to be performed by human beings. That means any task that can a human can do, we are going to train a machine. After that, that machine can work as human. Okay, so that is called AI. AI refers to the software technologies that make a robot or computer act and think like a human. We are training machine so that machines can act like a human beings. The work we are doing, machine can perform after using AI. AI is artificial intelligence. I hope the topic is clear. Now, this figure shows the branches of AI like predictive analysis, deep learning, machine learning, text to speech, speech to text, speech, image recognition, machine vision, then classification, translation, data extraction, expert system, planning and optimization, and robotics. So all these are the branches of AI. Japan to put robotics prowess on show during 2020 Olympics by helping staff and visitor alike. So basically, in 2020, Japan is planning to use few robots that will be able to do some tasks like carry luggage on the airports as well as language translator work. Okay, and guide the passengers where to go the way. If someone has a translate problem like are not able to understand the Japanese, then that robots are there to help passengers for translating language. So such type of things Japan is going to do in the Olympic of 2020, but due to COVID-19 that was not occurred. Then our next topic is AI categories. The two most refined versions of artificial intelligence are narrow AI and general AI. Narrow AI and general AI. First one is narrow AI. Narrow AI is designed to perform tasks that are more specific. It is also called weak AI. This is also called weak AI. This implies that narrow AI are intelligent systems that are programmed to perform a specific task without the need for intrinsic coding. For instance, interpreting audio-visual feeds, organizing personal or business schedule, automated customer service assistant, etc. So, students, basically whatever we are using right now in the form of AI, all are the narrow AI. Either this is Siri, Google Assistant, Bixby, anything. Whatever we are using right now is basically an example of or application of narrow AI. Then what is general AI? Narrow is also called weak and general is also called strong AI. Artificial, artificial general intelligence, unlike narrow AI, includes the capability of understanding a vast scope of activities. It is also called strong AI. This AI is looked upon as a form of human intelligence, as is shown in many popular movies like Ex Machina, The Terminator, etc. It is an AI system with generalized human cognitive abilities. When presented with an unfamiliar task, a strong AI system is also able to find solution without human intervention. That is not basically exist. A machine that is able to perform each and every task, not a single task. It's not working like a virtual assistant for you. It's a thing that is like same like human beings think, learn, take decisions without any intervention of humans. So that is basically not yet exist. Still, we are using narrow or weak AI. So right now, if you think about this, what we are doing, like we are using smartphones, okay, we have laptops, desktop. So the power of that particular device which we are using right now, either a mobile phone or laptop, that machine has a high powerful computational power, okay, which basically enable to do work fastly. Do you know that an average smartphone has more computational power now than was used on the entire Apollo mission, which got man on the moon. The machines which we have used first time basically in the Apollo mission was has a very less computational power. The mobile phone which basically we are using right now, you know, mobile phone that is very older mobile phone. I hope a mobile phone having Snapdragon 229 or 449 is powerful than the machines or the computer system which we have used to send a person on a moon. So think about this, how much the computational power has been changed. So AI is totally based on data, and to compile the data we require some computational power by which basically the machines can execute the algorithms and analyze the data as faster and then give the answer or give the query or the result of your problem. Okay, next topic. This is John McCarthy. John McCarthy 1927 to 2011. This is the first scientist who coined the name artificial intelligence. So basically, students, these are the history of AI. You can read it from here. Then, why AI? There are several limitations of human intelligence. These are unreliable. The quality and quantity of human intelligence varies from time to time, space to space, due to physical and mental exertion of human beings. You know, many time as a human beings, we are not doing any task as perfectly as we can do sometime. For example, you know, if you are expert in anything, that means you cannot do the same thing as it is as you have done earlier. Or it, for example, you are a scholar, you have secured good marks in class 9, in 10th, in 11th. So that there is no guarantee you are also going to secure the same position in class 12 also. It may possible you will be suffer from any disease, or you're not able to learn, you're not able to write, so anything can goes on. So this is unreliable because humans is basically depend on physical or mental intelligence. Then limited applications, the human intelligence cannot be always employed due to cost and lack of expertise or non-availability of expertise at a particular time or geographical location. Normally, if we find someone in Uttarakhand, a person who will be able to cook South Indian foods. Okay, so first of all, it's very tough to find out. Second one, if available, then demand will be very high. The person will require a lot of money. Clear? Same opposite, if we find someone who can make Uttarakhand dish or Garhwali dish in somewhere in Jammu Kashmir or somewhere else, we will able to find, but the price will be very high. So applications can be different as well as the limitation may be high due to some geographical location or time. Speed. The speed with which human intelligence is able to react to situations to exhibit intelligence is much slower than the AI system. Yes, let's take an example. If you just need to wash a pair of clothes, then hardly you just require 40 to 30 minutes to do this task. And still, this is not reliable. This is basically unreliable how good you are going to wash your clothes. But if we think about the washing machine, then the machine speed will be very high, will do the task very fast, and each and every time machine is going to give you the best. Clear? But humans cannot do this the same manner like machines are going to do. Then failure proof. Human intelligence is not failure proof, but AI system has only hardware failure, which is rare. That means human can make mistakes by knowingly or unknowingly, but machines are failure proof. Only and only hardware failure can be a issue. Then advantages of AI over human intelligence. The first one is the AI system would have a low error rate compared to humans. If coded properly, they would have incredible precision, accuracy, and speed. While a doctor makes a diagnosis in approximately 10 minutes, an AI system can make a million in the same time. Yes, because machines are very fast to take decisions and to diagnosis, machine can take a lot of decisions with the same time. The AI system would not be affected by hostile environments, thus would be able to complete dangerous tasks, explore in same space, and endure problems that would injure or kill us. This can even mean mining and digging fuels that would otherwise the hostile for humans. So basically, if we think about this, we have a lot of such type of tasks. This is very dangerous for human beings. So if we put machines there, then machine can do the task in very effective way as well as the it will not affected by the hostile environments. The AI system can replace humans in repetitive, tedious tasks and in many laborious places of work. You know, is this possible? Your TV said, "Oh my God, you are watching me from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. I'm getting bored. Please turn me off." No, because machine cannot be tired. It can do repetitive works and it can do such type of things that's required a lot of labor, a manpower, a power is required. For example, machine will never tell you, "I'm tired today, please leave me," or "I'm not able to do this task today, can you do yourself?" No, that means machines is more reliable compared to human beings. The AI system can predict what a user will type, ask, search, and do. That means If you remember, like your mobile phone, maximum time each and every application right now using AI, like Google search. Whatever you have searched in the last year or last month or your search habit, it will display the search accordingly. Then YouTube, what type of songs you are searching there, according to your search, it will display the other songs. Netflix, Amazon Prime, on the basis of your watching habits, it will shows you the other web series. Facebook, when you post a picture on Facebook, it will tag you, will provide you an option to tag your friend. By analysis the image and find the face of your friend, it will give the name suggestion. So right now, each and every most popular company using AI, that is basically keep a record of your habits, habit of searching, habit of watching, your locations, your daily routines. So machines are going to be intelligent by using data you are providing to your applications. The AI system can detect fraud in card-based system and possibly other system in the future. It can also organize and manage huge volume of data. The AI system can interact with humans for entertainment or perform tasks as avatars or robots. I hope you have seen this picture. An example of this AI for playing many video games. Yes, you can play a video game in which your basically you can playing a game with computer. Robot pets can interact with humans. Yes, AI is a powerful tool in the fight against anxiety and depression. The AI system can think logically without emotions, making rational decisions with less or no mistakes. They don't need to sleep, rest, take breaks, or get entertained as they don't get bored and tired like human beings. Can access people. This can be for medical purpose such as health risk and emotional state. Can simulates medical procedure, give information on side effect. Robotic surgeries can also done with the help of AI. Now the disadvantage of AI. What are the disadvantage of AI? Humans can become too dependent on AI and lose their mental capacities as seen partially with the smartphone and other technology already. Yes, definitely. Maximum people are not opening a website by providing address in the address bar. What we will do, we just write the name of website in Google search and take the first result. We are dependent on search engine to open a website. In same way, we can also it may be possible we will be too dependent on AI. Machine can easily lead to destruction if put in the wrong hands. Yes, of course. AI as robots can supersede humans, enslaving us. Can cost a lot of money and time to build, rebuild, and repair. It is questionable. Is it ethically and morally correct to have androids human-like robots or recreate intelligence, a gift of nature that should not be recreated? Storage is expensive, but access and retrieval may not lead to connection in memory as well as human codes. They can learn and get better with tasks if coded to, but it is questionable as to if this can ever become as good as humans can do. They cannot work outside of what they were programmed for. They could never, or at least seemingly never, with all technological perceptions, receive creativity that humans have. Robots can lead to serve unemployment by replacing their job. No emotions are present in AI system. Even if coded with common senses and to learn it, it seems hard for them to get as much common sense that humans could. Definitely. Brief history of artificial intelligence. You just need to read it as well as you need to learn the author name, the year, as well as what the author developed. Like 1952, Arthur Samuel, a computer scientist, developed a checkers playing computer program, the first program that can be independently learned from how to play a game. Then 1958, McCarthy developed LISP, that is the most commonly popular programming language for writing AI research. 1959, Samuel coined the term machine learning. We'll discuss in the next chapter. In 1961, Unimate, an industrial robot invented by George Devil in the 1950, became the first to work on General Motor assembly line. General Motors is basically a company manufacturing vehicles in New Jersey. Its responsibility include transporting die castings from the assembly line and welding the parts on a car, a task that is dangerous for human beings. In 1965, Joseph Weizenbaum, a computer scientist, that professor, developed ELIZA basically, not ELIZA, an interactive computer program that could functionally converse in English with a person. 1966, Shaky, the robot developed by Charles Rosin with the help of 11 others, was the first general purpose mobile robot, also known as the first electronic person. Each and every time this question can be asked, the first electronic person name, that was Shaky, 1966. Then AI Winters, achieving an artificial intelligence being was not so simple. However, despite this well-funded global effort over several decades, computer scientists found it difficult to create intelligence in machine. To be successful, AI applications require the processing of enormous amount of data. Computers were not well developed to process such a large volume of data. Governments and corporations were losing faith in AI. Therefore, from the mid of 1970s to mid 1990s, computer scientists dealt with an acute shortage of funding for research on AI. These years were therefore known as AI winters. 1917, Waseda University developed Warbird, again Warbird 2. In 1986, Ernest Dickmans equipped with cameras and sensors. 1995, Richard Walker's Alice. 1997, Deep Blue, a game by IBM, and many more. Kismet, Honda, SMU, iRobot Roomba. Just read it and try to learn it. Then 2009, Google developed a driverless car by 2014, but it's not possible. But in 2011, we got Watson by IBM, Siri by Apple, a virtual assistant, Cortana by Microsoft, Alexa by Amazon, AlphaGo by Google, and 2016 we got Sophia, the first hands-on robotics. She is known as the first robot citizen. And we got 2016 a Google Home speaker, and 2018 we got Bixby, a virtual assistant by Samsung. So this was our first chapter, beta. I hope you understand. So this is the brief introduction of this chapter. If any query, we'll discuss in the class. Till then, you can revise this video. In basically, it's the entire chapter. So what you have to do, just split in two or three videos so that you can basically understand that what we are going to discuss in the chapter. If still any problem, we'll discuss in the class. Till then, just revise this chapter as well as try to solve this exercise and then write in your copy. What you have to do in copy? MCQs, pull-ups, and question number C, that is answer the following questions. You have to opt all 8, and then activity zone no need to do, and group discussion will discuss in the class. Okay, thanks for watching.